Welcome back to this week's Messiah Minutes. I thank you for joining us. I just ask that you continue to like this and share this and put it out. And again, thank you for all the encouragement. Well, we have a special time today. I have a friend joining us. Our pastor is joining us. Our interim pastor, Claude, is going to join us today. We're going to get to know him a little bit. But first, let's start with some announcements that we have coming up this week for the church. We have youth tomorrow night. Again, that starts at 6. I thank you all that signed up to bring meals for that. I think we have meals for the next couple weeks, but we do need some for October. So please, I ask that you continue to sign up for that. It's such a great way to serve our community. So if you can, come out and join us tomorrow night at 6. And then we also have our midweek adult service tomorrow night at 6:30, and that's here. We'd like to see you there as well. We have the 16th, this Tuesday, Life Recovery is meeting, starting back up again in our gym at 6:30. And then the 21st, next Sunday, Brother Ed is going to preach. It's also our baptism Sunday. There's still some time. If you want to be baptized or you know somebody who's interested in that, please get a hold of us at the church so we can include them in that Sunday. And then the following Sunday, the 28th, we have our pickleball tournament here at the church. Please see Abby to register your team for that if you're interested in playing. And then, as they announced at service this past week, we are going to do a trunk or treat. We're looking to do it on Wednesday, the 29th. From 5 to 7, and we are asking for your help with that. We're hoping to get a lot of people, a lot of the community here, but we need lots of candy for that. So if you can join in, if you can contribute, start dropping off candy. I promise I won't eat it. I will save it for trunk or treat. I might eat it that night, but I won't eat it before then. So please, if you can donate candy, that would be awesome. So we're going to hit pause button on our normal things we've been talking about, our normal teaching. We're going to take a time out to get to know our new interim pastor. I thank you for joining us. We're glad that he's here. We believe that God has led him to our church for such a time as this, and we're very excited for what God has planned for us and planned for him. So before we get started and before we get to know Pastor Claude a little bit, I do want to make sure you guys are staying in the Word. As we've been talking about on these Messiah Minutes, I want you to spend your daily time getting to know your Father and unloading and renewing your mind with him every day. Please make sure that's a priority. Start using that divine power that we've been talking about to demolish those strongholds in your life, and keep holding your thoughts captive by taking them to him. And it's only through Christ that you get that freedom. So bring your thoughts to him. Let him speak truth in them instead of your own understanding. Please keep doing that. We'll pick up where we left off next week. I think we talked about the ear gate last week, and we're going to continue going on next week talking about our inputs and what's coming out of what we're putting in. So, but before we do that, let's get to know Pastor Claude. I thank you so much for joining us today, brother.
Joy to be with you, and let me say, real joy to be with the whole congregation. The reception has been wonderful. The warm-hearted people and the love that they generate. It's been a joy to be a part.
Well, we certainly appreciate that. I appreciate you. Just getting to know you over the last couple of weeks has been nice. You're always an encourager to me, and you've been very approachable, very personable, and I just really appreciate that about you. So thank you for that. Maybe let's just start. Can you just kind of briefly share us a little bit of your testimony, your personal journey, and what's kind of led you down the path of ministry?
Well, I grew up in a pastor's home, and my grandfather on my father's side, L.F. Robold, my father was Russell Robold, both of them were pastors. As I journeyed through life, I really never thought about continuing in that path. I always thought that I would be a football coach. That was one of my high aspirations as a young man, and playing football and etc. I wanted to be a coach. And when I was 18 years old, I went to the International Convention of the Church of God in Anderson that summer, June of that summer. And during that time, I didn't go for the convention. I went with my parents, and maybe I'll meet a nice looking lady, and all that kind of stuff that goes on. Yeah. And but I was attending a concert on Thursday night of that week on the campgrounds, and the Lord just got a hold of me. I felt like there was a war really inside of me, and that night I fully committed my life to Christ. And that was in June. My father, who had never encouraged me to go into the ministry, in fact, he said, "You can do anything else and be happy, do it." And so I'm sitting at the lunch table with him one day, getting ready to go to work. And he looks up from the end of the table and he goes, this is in July now. And he says, you ready to sell your car, go to Gulf Coast Bible College, and prepare for ministry? And I was, wow, all in one word, you know. But I just looked up and I just said, yes, sir. And I sold my car within a week. By mid-August, I was in Houston, Texas, got a job, and in September, started to school. And later in that month, I met Jan, and we started dating, and the following July, we got married. And she came from Kansas. I never knew her beforehand. She felt called to be a pastor's wife before she ever met me. And we've been on that journey ever since. And
Wow.
God has taken us places we never dreamed of going, parts of ministries, and seeing God work in ways that far outweighed my expectations. And all I can say is that if you will follow God as He places a call on your life, no matter what it is, the joys you will have, the expectations will far exceed your expectations. And every valley you have, you will find a strength that'll get you through it.
That's great advice. Thank you. That's awesome to know that. Yeah, I also started coaching football and felt, that's what I wanted to do with my life and felt called that way. But man, there's God has different plans, doesn't He?
Well, I'm a coach.
Yeah, you are a coach.
Just on the winning team.
Yeah, that's
always.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's great. All right. Well, how about maybe you share a little bit about your family and kind of how they've supported your ministry through the years?
Well, my family, Jan, has been a co-laborer with me in ministry all of our married life. And she has filled various roles and responsibilities in the life of the congregations that we served. God has gifted her in a special way. She said when she was called to be a pastor's wife, she went, I don't sing, I don't play the piano. What can I do? But I tell you, the steadfastness of Jan, her spirit, her humble spirit, her heart of giving I just feel like I'm multiplied many times over when she's beside me. And so she's been very faithful. We have 3 daughters, Jamie, Melissa, and Tara. All are married, all live in Ohio. I grew up in San Antonio and always thought I'd go back to San Antonio and retire, but we have 3 daughters and 7 grandkids in Ohio. Grandma's not going anywhere, so I'm not either. So the girls have always been supportive. They all follow the Lord today and raising their children in the faith. So we're very thankful for that. I was just thinking about that when we were singing a song this morning of the faithfulness of God, how He has blessed our family and from generation to generation poured out His mercy and goodness.
Yeah, that's great, man. Wow. Just love hearing you talk about your wife and your family. That's just awesome. And husbands, pay attention to the way he speaks about his wife, because that was pretty impactful to hear that. Just that she, without her, your ministry wouldn't be what it is. Nope. So that's awesome to hear that. And well, I can't think of anything other as a father that I want my kids following the Lord and raising their kids in the Lord. So God is good. So that's awesome. What else besides ministry? What are some of your interests, some of your hobbies, and some other things? Obviously, football. We've talked a little bit about that. Yeah. What else are you into?
Hook 'em horns.
Yep, he's a Texas fan.
I've done some other things that are ministry related that have been very impactful in my life. Back in the early 80s, I started, went through some training and have done some consulting with Christian organizations for strategic planning, etc. Jan and I got involved in a ministry called Intimate Life, where we deal with relational care in marriage, especially among Christian leaders. That's been very impactful. Something we didn't design to do, but God led us down a path that opened that door, and we've done that together, still are doing that together. And then I've been going to India for 40 years to train indigenous pastors. So those are some side adventures in ministry that God has given us. Hobbies, I like reading. I like playing golf. I still like sports. I still like watch football. Had 2 grandsons that played high school football, so I was there every Friday night. Now I got 1 grandson that plays lacrosse and 2 granddaughters that play soccer and basketball. So
You're busy.
we're still busy. So
For sure.
those are things I enjoy, especially family-related exercises. I've tried to teach my grandsons golf, but that's a burden.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Well, that's great. Thanks for just letting us get to know you a little bit more. And I think, we'll just kind of hit pause there for a little bit. We're going to continue this next week. We'll get back to our normal Messiah Minutes, but then the week after that, you're going to be back with us. So we'll jump into some more questions, and we'll just appreciate your time. I appreciate you get to interview our interims. You guys get to know him more. And, man, just the couple weeks that I've known you, you've been very impactful for me. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you encouraging. Obviously, you guys know that I recently got married, and now it makes sense. I didn't know that he did that with his wife and helps do that kind of stuff, but he's been very encouraging to us with our new marriage as well. So I just know, man, we're excited for where God has taken our church. We're excited that you're here, and we just want to support you in whatever way we can. And we know, man, God put you here for a reason. So
yes, sir.
I just thank you that you were obedient to that call and that you're here. And again, I thank you for your time today. And we'll jump back in a couple weeks, okay?
All right. Sounds great.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Love you, and hope to see you this week at one of our events.